Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here's me today. I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This here is Sean McTaggart, quarterback out of East Stroudsburg. Nice to meet you today, sir.
Nice to meet you too, Jimmy. I'm excited to get to this and kind of talk about my story.
Well, a lot going for you this year, I believe. I mean, it seems each and every year there's a quarterback who comes out of the PSAC with really good professional, potential. So we'll see what happens with all this. I certainly feel like you're in that mix, of course. Otherwise, I don't know why we'd be talking, just for the hell of it, I suppose.
Yeah,
But Sean, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about you and your story. Let's start at the beginning. How long have you played football?
I have played football since third grade, and offensively, I've played the exact same positions from the first time I went to football practice, and I'm still playing the same position here in my fifth year of college. So it's been pretty cool to been through two really good programs and kind of just grow, kind of since when I picked up a football. So
Cool. So I'm trying to do the math, maybe 12, 13 years been playing quarterback. So,
we're on
uh,
15.
all right, well, even better. So,
Yep, you're 15.
but let's go ahead and talk through this a little bit more. Out of the Lancaster area of Pennsylvania, an area I'm somewhat familiar with, but attended Lampeter Strasburg High School. So, talk to us about your days there. Understand you also did some basketball as well. So, talk about your high school days, if you don't mind.
So yeah, my high school days, I played on the high school team from my freshman year to my senior year. I didn't really play a whole lot my freshman year. I was kind of like a special teams guy, maybe rotated a little bit at defense. Um, we had a senior quarterback who had a great career there. And I kind of took that off season going into my sophomore year, grew up a little bit, put some weight on so I was able to play high school football in that area. Started my sophomore year, had a great year. Um, Started getting recruited by some smaller Division One like FCS schools, and going into my junior year, I had a big summer with camps, and I was going to visits, and had a lot of interest from like the CAA conference and the Patriot League conference. Um, in my junior year, I was returning kicks as a sophomore. I was kind of like I wasn't playing defense, but I was kind of like an athlete enough where I was able to return kicks. And then my first game, my junior year, I had a lot, built up. Had a good sophomore year. I had a good tape, and a lot of schools were kind of like, "Let's see what you do first couple games your junior year. You had a good sophomore season, but let's kind of see how you grow another year." And the first game my junior year, we were up 35-0 going into halftime, and I was returning the kick to start the second half, and I tore my ACL, my LCL, my MCL, my PCL, and a nerve in my leg, and I was out for the whole year. Um, Missed basketball season, and that was right before COVID hit, like 6 months before COVID hit.
Hmm.
I was upset, obviously, and then once COVID hit, it honestly allowed me to like put my full time into rehab and getting ready, not knowing if I even was going to have a senior season, and so then my senior season, my junior year, we had a great team. We made a good run. We made the state semifinals. And then my senior year, we had a bunch of guys that came back. My class was pretty, everyone played with each other all the way through up. We had a really tight knit group. Um, but that was also like 2020, the fall of 2020. So like the shortened season with COVID
Yeah.
was different with colleges kind of looking at who they would have coming back for that extra year because of COVID. Um, my senior year, I had a great year. Um, was the class state player of the year in my school size. We made the state semifinals again. And, that was kind of like, that sums up my high school days, football wise. It was definitely live, breathe football down in Lancaster. It's really, a good place to grow up and play football.
Cool. So, I kind of want to get us, moving a little bit more towards your college years, but I mean, obviously, as you had mentioned, uh, had some good times, some bad times in high school. And I mean, of course, among a lot of athletes who had to deal with whatever this pandemic was going to deal us. I mean, visits to colleges are maybe not happening as much, maybe some virtual or things of that nature. And, putting guys in your shoes in an awkward position, trying to figure out where you're going to land, where you're going to play. So we think of East Stroudsburg, and I'm thinking maybe a nice place because it's somewhat closer to home. But what is it that about your school that is, I don't know, really special? Let's talk about that a little bit, man. Talk to me about being a student there and how you got there first. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so like I said, it was that recruiting was definitely different that year, and it kind of has been since COVID. Um, I was at a weird place where I hadn't visited school since my sophomore year. I hadn't um, really, I lost all contact with all coaches, and everyone I was reaching out to was kind of seeing how my year would play out. And after the fall, I was in a unique spot where I was getting recruited by all three levels,
Mm,
1, 2, and 3. So I didn't really know where I belonged. To be honest with you, like, it was a whirlwind of emotions. I didn't really know.
fair
Um,
enough.
but when I visited, East Stroudsburg was one of the few schools I was actually able to go on campus and visit. And I remember when I visited there was no one on campus, so I couldn't really judge it from like a student life. I just know like the coaching staff was is I could tell right off the rip was a family. And my head coach, played quarterback here.
Right.
His father played quarterback here, and they're both coaching me, which kind of puts me in a unique spot. I got to learn from two guys that played the position here. Um, One had the opportunity at the NFL level, and being able to learn from them. Um, my quarterback coach from back home actually played at East Stroudsburg as well. So I've kind of
Huh.
always, it was kind of a full circle moment. Everyone that I've really learned the position from all went to East Stroudsburg.
I mean, it sounds, family oriented almost. I mean, and you get to learn from like a local legend. And so it's kind of nice, coming up in that sense. So let's get to talking a little bit more about the offense there and how you have obviously become the starter and leader of that program. So talk about that offense. Let's talk there. Maybe perhaps some of the people around you. And bro, I'll be honest with you. I really want to learn more about this mountain of a man in front of you. So and you know who I'm talking about. So
Yeah,
go ahead and have the floor.
yeah. So we return a lot of guys. We definitely lost. We had two really good running backs last year who are done playing here for us. So, but other than that, we have four of our offensive linemen back. One of them being the mountain you were just talking about, guy who's yeah, he's
Absolutely.
a big dude. Loves protecting the quarterback, and that's kind of like the whole offensive line's mentality. Is they're a very tight knit group, and Coach Santel, our offensive line coach, keeps that group motivated, hungry, and a lot of our success, offensively has been very balanced. We've haven't had to run the ball 50 times a game or throw the ball 50 times a game. Everything's pretty been equal and balanced. And that goes to our offensive line, being able to adjust on the fly. And, with our receivers, we got a lot of speed, coming back. We got Randy Pfizer, who had a season-ending injury last year. Then we got some young guys who are coming up. We also have Evan Roche, who's going to be a fifth year here. So we got a lot of key parts coming back in the pass game, the run game. We got some new faces that are going to be carrying the ball, which I'm excited to see what they can do.
Hmm.
It's going to be a really fun year. Our offense the last 2 years has produced at a very high level in the conference.
Great. Well, I mean, obviously, you wanted to talk just briefly about Guy Gilliard there. I mean, I think a lot of people are interested because you get a guy like that who, can pretty much take care of his side of the line, and the other four guys can take care of the other side of the line because he's that damn big. But I mean, obviously, those guys put you in a position to make some plays, which that's all you can ask of those guys, of course. Describe yourself as a quarterback, man. What do you feel is maybe some of your strengths as a player?
Some of my strengths as a player is I try to bring that toughness edge, to the quarterback position. I try not to ask my teammates to do anything that I wouldn't do. You know, I wouldn't say I'm not a dual threat, but I can get out of the pocket, extend plays, not scared to take a hit. Um, my arm strength is, I feel like, something that has always been ahead of my game. Um, just from playing the same position and always working on throwing, and I feel like that's one of the best ways to strengthen your arm is to be throwing. Um, and you mentioned accuracy earlier, and something that came along with accuracy was just learning a new playbook, and that our coaches kind of put me in a position to where I can eliminate my reads, methodically, and the more film I watch, the more I prepare. It's like I can make the gameplay fast. So I think the way I prepare is also another really good attribute that I bring in the quarterback position.
Oh well, a lot to really look forward to this season. When we look back at last year, you guys did pretty good. 10-2 on the year, which is really phenomenal when you talk about East Stroudsburg football. Over the past couple of seasons, you guys are really putting yourself in position to compete with anybody that you guys have been playing with, of course. Obviously playing there in the PSAC against a lot of great talent in Division II football. And as I'd mentioned, I mean, it just seems each and every year there's, one big, uh, just kind of gunslinger that comes out of the PSAC. So, uh, positioning yourself this year to hopefully do the same. Let's talk about last season, and then we'll lead up into this year. A lot of close matchups last year. What is maybe some of your I don't know, best moments, best games from last year that you can maybe talk me through?
That's an interesting question, honestly, because like you just said, like putting your team in a position, an opportunity to win. Kind of going back to the last question, I feel like is also another thing that you need to bring at the quarterback position that I try to do every week. Um, some of those games last year, even the ones that we lost, um, there's definitely games that you can learn from, but just being in those tight, close games, um, not I wouldn't say are memorable, but those are ones you don't forget because it motivates me for the next week, the next game, the next season. Definitely don't forget those things. But some of those wins, that game against Westchester was a big win. It was our homecoming night. They had a ton of athletes. I thought that was a big win. Um, Beating Shepherd was the first time I think we beat Shepherd in 20 years, I believe, especially at home. So, there's definitely some moments from last year that, they felt good in the moment but then it was, the team's mentality was, all right, let's do it again next week. That was kind of like our team mentality. It's like, all right, like run it back. Um, and Coach Twig always talks about don't let your highs get too high and your lows get too low. So you got to just keep that steady pace, take everything a week at a time.
Great. Well, hey, it's really the only way that you can do it is just not be too I don't know, focused on like the things that like the very tail end of the year, just whatever's in front of you at the moment, of course. Got to make sure you take care of that before don't get ahead of yourself, essentially. So,
No, for
cool. So, uh, again, we mentioned a lot of things happening there for East Stroudsburg getting better, getting very competitive, really putting them in position to win even more games this year. So, is there anything in particular that maybe you're, I don't know, trying to improve upon now? Like as we're talking right now, it's the off season. So, is there any part in particular you're trying to get better at, or what? Are you just trying to, gain more chemistry with your teammates, or what?
I think every year is different. We do have a lot of guys back, but you kind of just have to. It's kind of not restarting from scratch, but it's everyone's 0-0. And right now, it's like working on and focusing on how do you get that edge going into the season. Like you don't want to go into the season and dig yourself a hole, and have to work your way out. You want to go into the season um, firing on all cylinders as soon as you can. Get into that rhythm as early and often as you can. Um, and the nice thing with the past 2 years, we've had a really great defense. That's kind of balanced the offense out. Like the more 3-and-outs they get, the offense is fired up. So I think it goes a little both ways. But working on in particular, I think everyone's just working on getting faster, stronger. The chemistry, obviously, we've had a ton of guys up here training this off season up at East Stroudsburg. So definitely a tight knit group. We're excited, man. We got 10 days left until camp starts, so it's almost that time.
It'll be here before we know it, of course.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
uh, John, I obviously been talking this up. I mean, positioning you as perhaps the top quarterback to come out of the PSAC this year. So, a lot of things looking good for you guys. A lot of expectations and no pressure, of course. But the one thing that I saw when I was doing some research on you is here recently, you were nominated for something. You were nominated for the All-State AFCA Good Works team. So typically, when you see something like that, it just kind of shows that they're doing more than just what they're asked to on the football field, but maybe in the community. Talk a little bit about a little bit about that. And how you feel. I guess you earned that nomination.
no, yeah. I honestly am honored, to get recognized for something that to me goes further than football. You know, always like Coach Twig is, a very firm believer in giving back. Like he's constantly, giving back to the community, treating everybody equally. And, that's kind of what he wants us as young men to kind of replicate. And, I've really bought into, the culture at East Stroudsburg. Playing the position I play, I try to set a standard and try, hopefully people kind of follow. Like this is how you kind of should be acting towards people. What you do off the field is just as important as you do on the field. And I honestly think if you're taking care of what you need to take care of off the field, the rest will fall in place. I've
Hey,
kind
I
of had
mean,
so
it certainly helps me. Of course, you are asked to be a leader, and you just kind of you're taking that to heart, being the leader and example on and off the field. So, whenever you can do something for the community, of course, you're expected to do that. So,
yeah.
if you're doing that, awesome, great. Do want to get a chance to meet this guy, Sean McTaggart, outside of football. So, anything else that perhaps we could learn about you, I think it would be fun. So, any interesting facts or I don't know anything interesting about you that you want to share. So give me something.
No, yeah, I'm a big archery hunter, and I love golfing. I've grew up, in the outdoors, kind of fishing, hunting. Um, I think it's kind of an accuracy itch I have. Playing golf and throwing a football and shooting a bow is all very similar things in my eyes. So those are kind of my two big hobbies that I've been getting into. Definitely archery in the fall, and then in the spring, summer, I'm golfing.
Okay. I have a list of questions. These have literally nothing to do with football. They are somewhat random. So
Got it.
hopefully this will be fun. So let's just kind of roll with it.
Let's do it.
Um, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
All right. Appreciate that one.
Yeah. No,
Some
not a big
people are the way they are, but I mean, hey, I get it. French fries or onion rings?
French fries for sure.
All right, all right. Gonna get to some more serious things. I don't know if you are in this group or not, but are you a Star Wars or a Star Trek guy?
I'm really not. No, I'm not really into the. I'm definitely if I had to pick Star Wars, if I had to pick.
Okay. I,
Yeah.
I appreciate that one. I mean, I
No,
appreciate them both for their
no,
own
yeah, I
sake.
respect the Star Wars series for sure.
All right, all right. Some people may want to fight you over that, so you never
No,
know, what kind of enemies you can make, whenever you choose one side. Um, Here's one for you. You believe in aliens?
I do not believe in aliens. I mean, I believe that there's something else out there that we don't know of, but aliens, I don't know. I feel like I need to see it.
It's okay. Again,
But
these are
for what
questions,
I would.
so they're just meant to have a little bit of fun. So, uh,
Yeah.
between here where I'm at in Maryland and up there, like some people within the region see stuff.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
for sure.
that's part of the reason why I reserved this one for you in particular. So, um, you have a go-to snack?
Before games, I if I need like a little bit of sugar, I'll have Trolley sour gummy worms. Those are my like pregame. Like if I need a little candy, I'll have a couple of those.
All right. So trolleys. To each
Yeah,
their
sour worms.
I don't know for me personally, but hey, whatever works for you.
Nah, yeah, nah, just a couple,
Um,
not a whole bag.
all right, all right. Hey, you got to save some for later.
No, yeah, for sure.
Um, if you can meet a historical figure, and again, this is as broad can be, of course, but I mean, a historical figure that has, of course, passed on. Who would that be? Any idea? Anybody who you've looked up to or respect them, their work, or anything about them?
Oh, that's a tough question. I have
I
to.
I ask the tough questions. That's what I'm here for.
No, that's a tough one. Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to. I feel like it'd be a sports icon.
Okay, well, give me
Someone,
somebody. Who would you love a
yeah,
chance to meet?
Ruth would be cool. I feel like someone that was way ahead of his time. I would kind of like to pick his brain to like see how he advanced his game way back when.
Hey, that's a great one, actually.
No,
So
yeah,
that'd be a nice, at the very least, I would love an opportunity to see him do his thing live. I think that
no,
would
yeah,
be awesome.
something about yeah, he was way ahead of his time. So
Absolutely.
changed the
Uh,
game.
let's steer ourselves back to the football side of things. Who were you a big fan of growing up? Was there a particular quarterback who you, really cheered for, or what?
So I grew up a Giants fan. I'm still a Giants fan. So definitely the Manning brothers. I was huge fans of both of them.
All
Um,
right.
but honestly, like getting to grow up and watch Tom Brady play, that's an obvious. So my favorite quarterback to watch was 100% Tom Brady.
All right, all right. A lot of people say that he's the GOAT. Some people say he's a big fat cheater. So it just depends on who you ask.
Yeah,
But
I
but certainly one of the best of all time. We can agree on that, of course.
mm-hmm.
So
No, for sure.
uh, great. Obviously, want to hopefully get there one day yourself, playing alongside these guys. One of these days, it would certainly be fun. Maybe I don't know, find yourself. I don't know. It'd be fun to see you against Archie. At some point, that'd be kind of interesting to see like how y'all match up side by side. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens in the coming years. As we look towards this season and beyond, what else are we to expect from Sean McTaggart, East Stroudsburg? Give us like some final thoughts as we wrap this thing up.
I think this coaching staff and this team, at least within the last 4 years, has been constantly, climbing.
Right.
And, 2 years ago, we made the national playoffs. The game did not go the way we thought it was going to go. And then last year was a kind of a heartbreaking loss. a game we were winning for, until the last play of the game. So I think for the expectations this year is to not only, compete for a PSAC title, but to make a run in the national playoffs. You know, this would be the third year in a row reaching that stage. And I think this team has been there before. I think we're mature enough to get to that point and, make some noise on a national level, not just in the Pennsylvania State Conference. So I think that's kind of everyone, I think, is staying pretty present, though, taking everything a week at a time, and the rest will take care of itself.
Well, definitely a lot to look forward to this upcoming year. I mean, again, positioning yourself and your team for some great success this fall. And Sean, just kind of want to wish you guys all the best. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on tonight. We're excited. It's going to be a good year up in the Poconos.
Great. Well, once again, I got with me Sean McTaggart, quarterback out of East Stroudsburg. Check out him in the PSAC this year. Take care.
Appreciate it.